everyone, this is Archive12, and today we have a new Five Nights at Freddy's video from JT Music. This is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie wrap. Now, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know if this is going to have any spoilers for me. I hope not. I hope it doesn't have very many spoilers, but I'm here specifically because of the fact that it's JT Music and it's FNAF, and JT Music and FNAF songs just go together like bread and butter. This is animated, so that means there probably aren't going to be any movie scenes in here, which is good because that means this is the context of the song is about the movie, but the animation is going to be completely separate. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of like maybe some recreations that people who have seen the movie will pick up on, but I don't think this should visually spoil me for anything. I don't think, but we'll see. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because we'll be pausing it, we'll be talking about it. And also down below is a link to my Patreon, where you'll find a whole bunch of longer form reaction videos similar to what I did with Amazing Digital Circus, where they're about 45-50 minutes long sometimes, and they are me reacting to various anime and TV shows. Without further ado, let's get started.
Can you let go? It's a dead end job. You'll find another way. Fighting so hard to make ends meet. Oh, you do more than you know. But you are working the kind of job you gotta fight to not bring back home with you.
But you don't know what it's like on my side, the other side of the night. I gotta keep all the lights on, I try, want you to survive. I'm running on an electric lifeline, but can you call it a lie? 'Cause when the power goes out, it's my time to see what shadows can hide. Oh God.
I like, before we get into the actual like wrap, this setup here has been absolutely phenomenal. I like the fact that the way that they are choosing to sing this, it reminds me, it kind of reminds me to a certain extent. It's not by like its sound, but like just the presentation. It reminds me a bit of the Alan Wake 2 song that they did a few months ago. That is what's calling to me beyond anything else, is like the Alan Wake 2 song that JT touched on. I think that was like 3 or 4 months ago now. Maybe a little bit longer, something along those lines. Mainly just with the aura. The aura of this song feels very ominous. It's very like sneaky in the background, inside the shadows, sort of a deal. And I think that is why it's appealing to me a little bit right now. It's because of the fact that we've heard plenty of FNAF songs from JT Music over the years, like 5 Long Nights, another 5 Nights. There are so many at this point. There's like 8 or 9, maybe 10 FNAF songs from JT Music now. It's probably more than that, actually, because there's almost as many. I think there's more FNAF songs than there are FNAF games from JT Music, if I'm thinking about it right. Which is saying something, because they're on like game 11 or 12, I think. But this one specifically feels more like focused on the oppressiveness, on the silent horror that is part of the Five Nights at Freddy's like franchise. And I like that because it's a completely different spin on what has been done over and over again. Like, I understand that like this is another FNAF song, but it feels different, you know? There's something about this that just feels different. And I really appreciate that, so that way it doesn't, like, I'm sure there's probably going to be some callbacks. There's always a callback or two in almost all of his songs. But I don't think it's going to be too heavy with references. I think this is going to be its own thing because this is about the movie, not the games. Like the games, they're going to reference themselves. That makes sense. But like this is the movie. The movie is like based on the games, but it is not a one-to-one recreation. So it's going to have its own feeling to it. And I think that's one reason why I like the vibe that's coming from this.
Wait a minute, isn't this another common phenomenon? What a trouble mind does when the lights aren't on. Cause ever since my childhood I was drawn to the macabre. Like I was an Edgar Allan Poe. Now that I'm all grown up, I know fear grows with you. Sometimes it can even be grown into. So I gotta know what's happening, cause it'll be a lot worse if I'm imagining.
I see you creeping. I feel you
Yeah, 5 nights here, that's a long haul. Working overtime with nobody on call. So is that a ghost on the phone who got me wondering if my body was my own? This is a horror story that is shown, not told. What a corrupted mind does with this holy soul. Hidden beneath it with a mask of pain. It's your fawn is attracted to never seen coming.
Okay, so there was a lot there. Oops. For some reason it's on the volume. I wanted to rewind. Where we'll go right about here. I think that's because this is where the rap actually kicks in. I want to re-listen to that specifically because of the fact that like there was a lot getting thrown at me and I was trying to process it. Like that was one of those fast sections that like some of the words just went right over my head and I didn't quite catch everything. So I just want to re-listen to it to make sure that I understood everything properly. I've got a bit of a audio processing issue sometimes, especially with these faster raps, where if you see that I am not reacting the way that you would expect me to react, it's probably because of the fact that I missed it. And this is one of those times where like I'm actively going back and correcting that mistake to see if I've missed something because so much got thrown at me. I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with this. So let me go back and see what's going on, and then we can progress with this because this is proving to be very, very good. And also, I just noticed this is a 5-minute long song. Holy crap! But let me go back and just re-listen to that rap section so that way I can understand what he was saying. Usually, the second or third time, I'm able to pick up words better.
Here, that's a long haul. Working overtime with nobody on call. So is that a ghost on the phone who got me wondering if my body was my own? This is a horror story that is shown, not told. What a corrupted mind does with this holy soul. Hidden beneath it with a mask of pain. It's your fawn is attracted to never seen coming.
Okay. So yeah, that is a lot clearer to me now. So that was talking about like obviously being the nighttime security guard dealing with the threat of potentially William Afton and inside the spring trap suit, but probably more likely the possessed animatronics themselves. So that makes more sense now. I feel like I have a firmer understanding of what that was trying to tell me. Before there were some things that like I was gathering from context, but I wasn't fully understanding it, especially the part where once the voice distortion started happening, I was losing it. But overall, I think I understand. So that's good. I love how ominous this feels. I know I've already said that, but like this feels very oppressive. This feels very like it feels like a song that's about a hunt is what it feels like. This feels like that something is going on. And honestly, the longer this song goes on, the more it reminds me of the Alan Wake 2 song, which I think is like a brilliant song to latch onto as a comparison, because both of these songs have similar vibes. They sound different. They're obviously presented differently, but they have similar vibes with how oppressive and nightmarish they have. You know, how the theme is just like, we're going to talk about this really dark subject. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to scare the hell out of you.
truth. What kind of man have I been answering to? With the cops that he cut, he can land in a suit, but he's dodging the law by the skin of a tooth. Was in the headlines, that's yet to be proven. He would've got away if I hadn't been stupid. A lot of loose ends I can make them meet, but it's a paycheck worth my integrity.
Is this the last night?
I wasn't sure if those lines were specifically referencing like the Bite of 86 or Bite of 87, forget which one it is. Or if they're specifically referencing like William Afton being inside the Golden Spring Trap or Golden Bonnie suit, the spring trap suit. But that's what I was picking up with that. I don't know if anybody else was, but that's what I was picking up with that.
I don't know if I can handle the truth. What kind of man have I been answering to? With the cops that he cut, he can land in a suit, but he's dodging the law by the skin of a tooth. Was in the headlines, that's yet to be proven. He would've got away if I hadn't been stupid. A lot of loose ends I can make them meet, but it's a paycheck worth my integrity.
Is this the last night? You get to come home, they've taken the last bite.
That has to be a reference to the Bite of 87.
Now the kitchen is closed. I know you don't need this job. Coming down to your last line, you gotta feel it. Will this be the last night that your skin is still warm?
Oh, I don't know if they've said that line specifically earlier in the song, and I'm just now picking up on it. But that line right there is bone chilling. Will this be the last night that your skin is still your own? Like that could be taken so many different ways in the context of FNAF. You've got obviously Ennard, who scoops out, I think it's William Afton's son, and then possesses like his skin to imitate him. You've got the fact that like all of the murdered kids end up in like possessing the souls, or their souls possess the animatronics. Like that line could be used in so many different ways with the way that FNAF works, with the way the lore works. I find that to be fascinating.
I stand at the end of my youth. The phone may be dead, but I'm crammed in a booth. I detected another red herring or two, but there's only one man who can handle the truth. And he closed the case, left the rest to God. But I won't walk away from this dead-end job, because I've weighed the pros and I've read the cons. You can bet I'm ready for the change yet to come. Why can I not recover my childlike sense of wonder? I feel like I'm falling under a jaded and aging slumber, cause I don't believe in monsters. I gotta put the jumpers. Santa's animatronics, but can I believe they're not cursed? What do you do for work? What does work do for you? Does it give you your worth? And is it worth it to do? Hope it doesn't leave you burnt, battered and broken and bruised. What you were broke is it worth? And beggars don't get to choose.
That's my favorite part of the video right now. That whole scene right there where like the animatronics are the ones who are singing directly to you. That is my favorite part of the song right now.
Santa's animatronics, but can I believe they're not cursed? What do you do for work? What does work do for you? Does it give you your worth? And is it worth it to do?
Also, I think that out of all of them, Chica is probably the most expressive of those four characters.
It doesn't leave you burnt, battered and broken and bruised. What you were broke is it worth? And beggars don't get to choose.
That scene, that section right there was animated so perfectly well. I love the purple shading that's going around. I love the fact that the different animatronics that aren't singing are in the background. Their eyes are just kind of like glowing in the background there. That just adds to the oppressiveness of this particular section. I love how the animatronics are animated so that they're speaking to you. Chica is by far the most horrifying of these four. I've always thought that Chica was the most unsettling of the four. But in this section specifically, she is so much more expressive than Freddy, Foxy, and Bonnie. So like it just adds to that horror element just a little bit more. I can't say it enough. Like, this is my favorite section of the song, both from the animation perspective and because of the thematic of the animatronics. Basically, they're throwing the fourth wall out the window and they're looking specifically at you.
Genetically, so your DNA will remember me with some memories. Comes agony, what happened on my last night at the scene? Did I sing a swan song that's a rap for me? Cause the skin I'm in is where I'm meant to be.
This is the last night before you come home. You've taken your last bite. Now the kitchen is closed. I know that you need this job. Brought you down to your last light, and if you don't feed it, and then it's the last night that your skin is still your home.
That line also could easily apply to William Afton too, now that I think about it. And it's stuff like that that makes me wonder whether or not we're going to get, like, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the movie, is in the works. And it makes me wonder if we're ever going to get something like FNAF 3 where, like, you're being hunted, or like the characters are being hunted by William Afton specifically as Springtrap. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I don't know if that's in the cards for things, but like that, I think, was probably my favorite part of this section here. Was the animation was so good and the song was so well written that it makes me want the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie to be about Springtrap as the main antagonist. I know that, you know, in FNAF 2, that was about, you know, the reopening of the pizzeria after the original 5 disappearances and all that jazz. I know that. But I still want them to focus the movie on Springtrap because I would love to see how that is done by JT Music as a song, as well as how they're going to execute that particular section of the franchise, which is probably, in my opinion, the most horrific. I would say that FNAF 3 is probably the most horrific because of Springtrap specifically. And so I want to see how they incorporate that. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am Arkoff12, and I will see you in the next video.